So I'm trying to apply your concepts, and I'm in HR. Okay, a lady came to me and said, that bathroom is a mess. I know she hadn't cleaned it because I see results of me from yesterday in there. Okay, so then I get to thinking, okay, well, what would great look like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she said, well, I don't know, but I ain't cleaning that bathroom. Okay, so I didn't know where to go from there. Okay, so I said, well, I'll show you what great looks like. And I put on gloves, and I went in there and I cleaned the bathroom. So it didn't, you see what I'm saying? It didn't really help her get there, I don't guess.
So there's some fun things in there. Thank you for trying to use the process and then asking questions about it, because this is what I want you to do. Go out, use it, come back and go, you know, I tried this and it was messy and I just want to know more. So the questions aren't one size fits all, an instant magic thing that takes away from the fact you need to stay in relationship with one another. The questions are an attempt to move somebody's toggle switch, an attempt to toggle somebody up. And what would great look like isn't always doing it yourself. If I were great right now, what would great look like? It could mean that I could have tolerance and mercy for some of my colleagues who I could give benefit of the doubt, and instead of losing my mind over a bathroom not as I prefer, I could simply let somebody know, and I could talk to the person directly, and I could be merciful and graceful in this, right? Maybe that's what great looks like. Now, in HR, how many of you are HR folks? Good. I love you guys. In HR, we tend to take everything as an assignment. I either need to change your mindset or fix the situation. And what I want you to know is a lot of things that come to you, I don't think you need to act on. And my favorite response is, oh my gosh, thank you. That's good to know. Appreciate that. Thank you. But what are you going to do about it? Oh, I guess I wasn't experiencing a messy bathroom. I didn't feel called to action. What ideas do you have? Well, somebody needs to tell her to go clean it. Oh my gosh, it sounds like you have a relationship with her. I think that sounds like a great idea. Is that something you're willing to do? Now, see, what gets us into where you got into trouble is you got into motive. You're like, first, I'm going to teach you, and you are going to be a better person. I've been waiting for this opportunity. So I have motive. I want to change you. And I have motive, which is kind of self-righteous. You don't get it? I will show you. I'm still working on you. Instead of making space for you to consider the possibilities. But in HR, we enable all the time, right? Before you even get there, I'm like, okay, well, let me do this part of your development for you. Now, I'm not saying you just drop people off the cliff. I'm just saying you'll learn in our coaching session, stay curious just 1 minute longer. That's curious. What ideas do you have? Well, somebody should tell her. Okay, well, it sounds like you have really firsthand knowledge. Could that be you? Fine, I'll go talk to her. Can I just pause for just a minute? What is this a strategy you're going to use? I'm just wondering. Is this the energy you're going in for? I just want to set you up for success. That might not be that helpful. If you're stepping off into her lane, what might be a better approach? I am sick of you. I'm sick of talking to you. I'm just going to go tell her that the bathroom needs cleaned. This is ridiculous. I go, okay, well, I wish you would do a little bit more self-reflection, but I'm not the boss of you. Let me know how that goes. We protect people from their natural consequences in the world, especially in HR. We enable a ton. So here's one thing I like to teach people. There are 3 lanes in life. Your lane, that's your business. Okay, get in there, take accountability, that's your business. Lane 2 is other people's business. That's their stuff, how they're running their life, how they're living their life. Lane 3 is reality's business, or whatever your spiritual nature is, God's business. It's everything from hurricanes and floods to just how bad things happen to good people, all that stuff. So 3 lanes. My best advice, if you want very little stress in your life, is stay in your lane. Because most of the time when you're in somebody else's lane, who's in your lane? You're over accountable for them, not doing your work. I always say, if you think it's so easy, why don't you go first? Show us how it's done. She should be more pleasant. Why don't you start being pleasant about her? It's great advice. Why don't you take that for yourself? Now, if you get out of your lane, and it's not with permission, like informed consent, which is what a manager has to performance manage, the nature of informed consent. If you get out of your lane, you can't go out judging, you can only go out helping. It's a rule. So I can't go out and go, you suck at bathroom cleaning, I'm sick of it. You go out and say, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I noticed the bathroom hadn't been cleaned, at least I don't believe it has been cleaned. And you go, is there anything I can help with? Is there one thing I could do that would make it easier? It's like, yeah, hit the trash can. It's amazing to me how things got on the floor and then people complain about somebody didn't come and pick them up for me. And like, oh, we forgot to put that in his or her job description. We just wanted them to do just general sanitation. We didn't really think that their job was picking up after you. Now that's snarky, I'm just giving you the backstory. The more you can, just for a moment, not move to action to fix something, that tiny space you create at least leaves people questioning. But you want stress? Get out into reality's lane. This is not how the world should work. Well, what's your reality? That's exactly how the world works. So why suffer, right? So I'm just gonna let it go. No, it's not passive, but get back in your lane. What can you do today that can role model and change and move in your part of the world? Most of the people that, in my experience as a therapist, that are out in somebody else's lane have major areas of irresponsibility in their lane. People are like, I want peace in the world. I'm like, well, Mother Teresa suggested start on your own doorstep. Get aware of your unconscious biases. When have you tested yourself? Well, I think we should change the world. I do too. Let's start with you. Let's figure that out, right? So that's part of it. I'm not going to give you the formula, you should do this one, that. I'm going to loosen the ego's grip on, I tried it, it didn't work. You know, what would great look like? And that question, these questions work, but they don't work the first time or the second time. It is a way of being around people that you're just very curious and you ask a lot of questions and you don't get into enabling.